People often ask like, well, what about work-life balance? And I think it is important. And I think if you schedule things right, you can achieve.
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
Optimal work and optimal work-life balance. And if you have work-life balance, it's going to give you a well-rounded lifestyle, which in turn will hold back the experience of being burned out and will naturally contribute to being motivated in a healthy way and staying on top of things. So I want to give you a checklist of things that you can pencil into your day that will give you a very balanced lifestyle. So again, waking up early, maybe building some habit you want. And this is something we built on in another video where we essentially just building this habit. Okay, so we're doing that. Now, if you have some passion project, let's say you're starting a business, maybe you like art, maybe you like something else, something that you're going to feel fulfilled that you do it, because if you don't do it, you're going to feel a lack of fulfillment in your actual work. When you go to your 9-to-5 job or any work that you do, if you only do that work, you're going to get bored because you're going to think, oh, well, I'm missing out on all these things. Well, if you pencil in your passion projects and you don't have to resort to just having it once a week, you can pencil it in every day if that's what you want, as long as it's on your calendar. It's okay. You just have to make sure to give it time. If you don't give it time, that's where problems happen, because then you start to feel unfulfilled. Then, of course, you do your main work because that's how you pay the bills, however whatever that is for you. Then you can have that habit of planning your day tomorrow, which again doesn't have to take a whole hour, really just takes 5 minutes, but I'm just doing large blocks of time just to make it readable here. And then of course you want to have exercise, right? Mental health, physical health. Then you want to have relaxation and family time, and maybe winding down with some reading or some relaxing task you do. I just suggest reading here just because it's one of those things that less and less people do, but it's still an extremely valuable thing to do, very enriching in many ways. So I recommend putting that on your calendar. Why not do it? And it's a good way to fall asleep, because if you try to fall asleep after watching TV or watching Netflix or anything like that, it's a little bit too busy for your brain and it's harder to fall asleep and it's harder to get good sleep. So reading is actually a better way to ease into sleep, especially if you have a hard time falling asleep. And I know a lot of people say they fall asleep to TV, sure, but I think the quality of sleep also suffers when you go to sleep after watching TV. And then, of course, I just did this for one day here. The next day, I have this interesting thing, work on your processes. What does that mean? It's that concept of working on your business versus in your business. Or if you're not starting a business, maybe it's something else. But working in your processes here, I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. Let's say most of your work is creating YouTube videos. You're creating a ton of YouTube videos and they are at a certain level of quality. How do you get them to be better? Well, you work on your processes of how do you make the YouTube videos. Maybe during this time, you would shop for a better camera. Maybe you would watch YouTube videos to improve, or Udemy courses to improve your filming, like just improve your technique. Maybe you would get coaching, so that after this block of time, and this block of time can be longer, can be multiple days. After you do this, if you do this weekly, all of your next videos that you're going to make will be better. The same with any work that you do. And if you do this every week, imagine if you make an improvement, even slight improvement every week, or maybe sometimes it might take you a couple of weeks, but if you keep on improving all the time, in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, you'll become amazing, absolutely amazing, if you pencil this in. And guess what? The more amazing you're going to become, the more you're going to enjoy what you're doing, and the more you're going to be motivated at it, and the more you're going to be motivated to do it. And then, of course, your weekends are all for you. I just made like a big block of time. Whatever you find fun, you can still do that, even if you wake up early and still do some work and build your habits. And you can still have the evenings for yourself, but you won't miss out on having fun and just doing whatever you enjoy. So this is kind of like a checklist for what you should have on your calendar. So it includes family time, your personal time, alone time, exercise, work, passion projects, making yourself a better professional, better at what you do. Building habits includes all of these, and it's quite well rounded. So you'll also have a life-work balance.